Welcome back, everyone, to the EdgeVerse Techcast. This is your go-to place for everything related to NXP software, tools, and enablement. And it's all designed for developers that are working on our processors and microcontrollers. I'm one of your co-hosts, Kyle Dando, and today we're visiting a magical place where demos come preloaded and developers are actually left with a smile on their faces.
And I'm Bridgette Stone, your other co-host. Today we're exploring GoPoint, a collection of ready-to-run demos that make our evaluation kits and development boards instantly useful for developers. And to help us unpack this, we're joined by Michael Pontikes, who's been right at the center of this project. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bridgette and Kyle. So yeah, my name's Michael Pontikes. I'm a systems and applications software engineer located here in the Austin site. I work in the secure connected edge division of NXP. I work mainly with the MPU portfolio. Think of like i.MX series processors. So I work on a lot of demo software, and one of those projects is the GoPoint project. And it's a really cool project. I'm very happy to talk about it. I love talking about GoPoint, so thank you so much for having me on this podcast so I can spread the love for GoPoint a bit.
This is the perfect venue for you, Michael. You'll get to talk to our listeners and share all about GoPoint.
That's great. I love to hear it. I love to hear it.
Well, let's start super easy. What is GoPoint? And give us the quick elevator pitch.
Yeah, so what GoPoint is a suite of different applications, demos, and just getting starting software that we give to customers to show off the features and capabilities of the i.MX series application processors. And so how this kind of works is that you buy, say, a evaluation kit or a i.MX Freedom board, and you're really excited, right? You're going in, you're like, I got this cool new board, and it has all these cool features I've seen on the box, right? But how do you actually use those features? Like you saw, for example, say with the 8M Plus or the 93, these really cool like ML capabilities, and you can use the NPU and the GPU for all these vision tasks. And so the thing is like, how do you do that? And where do you start? And so what GoPoint provides is a kind of thing as like a start menu where you can go in, select a demo or select an application that really shows a lot of these cool features that a customers like want to see. And that's kind of the general idea. Like I said, it is available both for the EVKs, which is evaluation kits, and for the i.MX Freedom board as well. It's available with our i.MX BSP Linux distribution as well as the Debian distribution. It's a really simple tool. It's meant to be super out of the box, super user-friendly, and it's really meant to both, get you really, really excited about the i.MX series portfolio, but also just to be a really cool thing for people to see and see, wow, this tiny little chip can do all this stuff. It's a really cool product in my eyes, obviously. I'm a little biased, but it's a really a cool thing that I hope you all could experience.
So instead of opening the box and starting with a blank slate, we're basically giving developers a guided tour of what the board can actually do.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I like to kind of think as like a charcuterie plate where you get little bits of what's possible on the i.MX EVKs and Freedom boards, where a lot of demos may be simpler, but they are pretty full-fledged out there in the way of like you have your ML ones, you have your security ones, and you have all this stuff that the i.MX board can do. It's really a way of just dipping your toe into the water and seeing what things you want to explore with our i.MX series processors.
To be clear, your charcuterie board analogy, this is the charcuterie board where you go to the party, Bridgette, and it's just somebody spent 8 hours making it amazing and you don't even want to eat the food. That's what Michael and his team have put together. But
Exactly.
I like the analogy, Michael. But
We put a lot of work and effort into this, trying to make it really useful for users, and we really want people to use it. I think this is something that we've really strived to make it an out-of-box experience that's useful to both beginner developers and pro users that have been hardened on embedded Linux for years. Hopefully that can get across.
all right, well, now let's talk about the scale of GoPoint. So how many examples are included with GoPoint? You mentioned the different distributions. What kind of applications are covered in those demos?
Yeah, so I will say that it's dependent on the board. So you're not going to get every single application that's available in GoPoint on every board, mainly because all of the EVKs and Freedom boards can't support all of the different capabilities. They're all unique in their own different way. But if I was to take the entire demo portfolio that we have for all boards, it would be about 40. of different demos and applications. They're in various domains. I also work with the machine learning group here at NXP. So my favorite, of course, is the machine learning demos because it's very close to my heart. But that's not all. We also have voice detection. We have a lot of multimedia ones where you can play a video or do some decoding over the network. We also have a lot of just plain networking ones as well, some HMI ones, which is human machine interface, really cool security ones, and lots of GPU examples. GoPoint is the go-to place where people can go to see all these demos. We collect all these demos from the systems team. They really help put these demos together and make them shine. GoPoint's where you can go and you will see the collection of different demos that we have that our system team has contributed to our Linux BSP. And there's a lot there. So I definitely, again, invite people to check it out.
All right. Well, how frequently is GoPoint released? And then I think maybe more importantly, when are new demos introduced? You said the software teams are constantly thinking of new ways to use the parts. What's the process in that?
GoPoint follows our i.MX Linux quarterly releases. So every 3 months, GoPoint will release a new version, which coincides with our i.MX Linux software release. They're released at the same time. So when you get that new BSP, you also get some new stuff from GoPoint. New demos are introduced also in that cycle as well. A lot of these demos that we introduce are actually open source. If you're curious, I know a lot of your listeners have heard a lot about the Application Code Hub. They're actually also on the Application Code Hub. If you ever want to see what demos are coming or what demos are available, definitely a good time to go in and see what's available on there. But yeah, it's about a quarterly release, and it's something that's done in step with our software team.
Okay, so let's say that I'm a developer who just got an i.MX EVK. How do I actually get started with GoPoint? Is it always enabled?
Yeah, so there's two different ways to get access to GoPoint. I'll start with the easier way, and then I'll go with the other way. It's kind of scary to people, but I promise it's not too scary. The easy way is essentially going to nxp.com/imxlinux. If you're familiar with our i.MX BSP releases, it's the same web page. All you got to do is go on there and download whatever release you want. We have all the releases on there. So say you're looking for the latest release, it's at the very top of the page. Just click, say you have an ATEM Plus, the ATEM Plus demo files or the demo image, download it, flash it to the board. It's super easy. It's already loaded onto the board. Also, when you buy a new EVK or Freedom board, it's also preloaded as well. Now, I will say it's going to be flashed with whatever version of the BSP was available during the production of it. So it might be a version or two behind. I always tell people to go update the software to the latest version whenever they get it. But if you don't even want to do that, you just can turn the board on. It'll be there too. It's not something super complicated. But if you're feeling more ambitious and you're like, oh, I'm a hardened Linux expert, I'm building my own image. For those of you familiar with Yocto, we do provide a meta NXP demo experience layer that allows you to actually build the GoPoint application into your own image. It's a really great way if like you're a distributor, you have your own Yocto setup, right? You have your own image and you don't want to change that, you can just add our meta layer in there and it'll build in with the rest of your stuff that you're building. I just want to point out as well, all these demos are open source. Even if you don't want to get the entire GoPoint package, maybe you just want to get something, maybe one-off demo, or you just want to look at the code for something. We provide everything online. If you go to that same webpage, nxp.com/imxlinux, there's also a user guide where we provide all of our sources of where we get our demos and software from. You can click on those links and it'll take you to GitHub and you can read through it if you really want to. We wanted to make it easy for people to use and make it available if you buy a board, but also we want to make sure that once you see the demos and actually play around with them, you're like, how did you do that? And so you're able to go to the source code and really get some good information of like how we actually implemented those features into these demos and applications.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's what the customers, I think, are looking for. They love seeing cool demos, but if they can't get their hands on the source and they can't start from where you get them, then those demos are kind of ambitious. This really gets the customers closer to their goals. Let's expand on that. You mentioned there's 40 examples inside of GoPoint, roughly. What are the ones that impress the most people? Or you've heard the competition has their eye on it. They know NXP has a really killer demo. What ones would you say fill that description?
That's a good question. There's a lot of really good demos in GoPoint. It makes it hard. I can sit here and talk for a long time about, but I'll try to pick a couple of my favorites. I think
limit it to less than 40.
Okay. That makes it easy. I'll limit it to 5 or 4. The one that we see people use the most is a driver monitoring system. We have a demo that's available, I believe, on the ATEM Plus and 93, where you sit in front of a camera. On one side is your face, and you're able to see yourself in the camera frame. And then on the left, it'll actually show you if you're looking down, if you're not looking at the road, if it looks like you're falling asleep, if you're smoking. That's always a fun one to demo because it's always like, how are you going to demonstrate that? It does a lot of things in that demo that is really important for saying if you're a trucking company, right? Or just a general transportation company as well. You want to make sure the drivers are paying attention to the road, that they're not doing other things while they're in the driver's seat. Other ones as well, I'm going to have to go, again, I'm a bit biased. I work with the ML team, so I do really like the NNStreamer demos, which NNStreamer is a machine learning vision library that is fundamental to a lot of the i.MX vision use cases and applications that we do. And so a lot of them are really cool. I think machine learning vision demos, I guess in my opinion, people love to see because it's like, oh, look, I'm on camera and it can see that I'm on camera. So there's like a detection, a classification, a pose demo. There's tons of them. I'm not going to all of them, but you can go look at them yourself. There are a lot of really good ones. I don't want to just spend all my time on ML, again, biased. We also have some really great multimedia demos. There's one, it's the smart kitchen demo, which actually we use GUI Guider to design that demo application. I'm not sure if your listeners know, but GUI Guider is a GUI development tool. We use that to then make a smart kitchen demo. It's more of a HMI type demo. You can click around the kitchen and see different things happening there. Then finally, I promise this is the last one. It's the ELE demo, which is on the i.MX 93. There's a secure component on the board that allows you to decrypt and encrypt things securely off on its own separate processor. We have a really good demo that shows just how that ELE functionality works. And it's really cool. It's really cool. But again, I'll stop here, okay?
Yeah.
We can move on, I guess.
Well,
But yeah, some really cool stuff.
We'll put your email address in the episode notes, and people can call you, and you can give them the description of the other 35.
Sure.
I was kidding.
Okay. I was hoping for that. I may or may not respond.
Well, you've answered my question. These are not simple demonstrations. These are the types of applications or technology enablement that the customers who are designing our i.MX devices require. They're taking your evidence and proof that it works and putting it into their new products. That's excellent.
Exactly. The point is that you can really see why we're using the demos here, or why would you want to use this in a product. There are some simpler demos, but a lot of them have really great use case examples, and it's something that we hope that people take away from it when they use GoPoint.
All right, so we're heading into our last question, and sometimes we like to wrap up of kind of what's next. So what's on the roadmap or the future for GoPoint?
That's a really good question. I get that asked all the time. And I think the most concise answer I can give for that is that we are really looking at the new MPU i.MX series chips coming out. And we really want to make sure that we are hitting home on those core features. The i.MX 95 recently came out, and we were trying to make sure that we're enabling a lot of the ML features that are available on that. But that's not the only thing that we're doing. We are looking at other new emerging technologies as well, maybe some different unique use cases for these kind of boards. There's a lot of chat about like agentic AI and large language models. That's something that we're also evaluating a bit as well. And as someone who works on the project a lot, I always want to improve the underlying launcher, but you got to balance the new features with maintaining the old code. I can say that there are 2 concrete examples that are coming down the pipeline. I can't say for sure will be released, but are in that last stage of evaluation, and either they'll be released in GoPoint or they'll be released in another mechanism through NXP. One is a CAN car navigation application that basically shows how to connect to EVKs over the CAN communication system, which looks pretty cool. Another one, snoring detection for the i.MX 91. If it goes in GoPoint, it'll be the first application we have on the i.MX 91. Essentially, just to detect if you're snoring or not, which can be used in a DMS type application to make sure no one's fallen asleep. So there's some things coming in the pipeline, but also just a lot of evaluating the new stuff that's on the newer i.MX series application chips.
Well, yeah, the i.MX processors are packed with features, right? So I can only imagine with the i.MX devices, it's endless. There's constant customer requests. There's constant new product features that you guys need to evidence to the customers. Keeps you busy. Sounds like you have a lot on your plate. But that snoring detection, I think that could be a big hit at my house. My wife may appreciate if you could get that a little quicker than later. Not saying.
Yeah, we'll move up on the roadmap for you. You know,
All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. With that, why don't I close us out? So we've had a great conversation today with Michael. He's done a great job of explaining exactly what GoPoint is. It's a very strong tool for our developers to get started. It's preloaded with demos for all the EVKs. It's got over 40 different applications that Michael explained to us. Those are things like machine learning, the vision, recognition and detection, security. There's that ELE demo that Michael mentioned on making sure your device can securely authenticate, and a lot of other exciting additions. You mentioned the CAN car navigation. That could be a very exciting new application for the customers. Michael shared the link, nxp.com, i.MX Linux, to go and get started with GoPoint. Michael and the team at NXP are constantly working to make GoPoint a living and evolving resource for all the i.MX developers out there.
Yeah, Michael, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's been great. Hey, if you ever want me back to talk more about GoPoint, let me know. It's been an absolute pleasure talking with you all, and thanks again for having me.
And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. And if you got a topic you'd love for us to cover, please reach out, drop us a line, and let us know.
And until next time, keep innovating, go check out GoPoint, and we'll catch you on the next EdgeVerse Techcast.